BBC Radio Leicester. Now, the Bishop of Leicester is encouraging people to rediscover some of Leicestershire's forgotten buildings by taking part in the annual Ride and Stride event. The event, which was launched in Leicestershire today, aims to raise money for churches, for chapels and religious sites across the county. David Knowles is the organiser, and he joins us now. David, evening. Tell us a bit more about Ride and Stride. Why was it started?
Hello, good evening. Yes, well, Ride and Stride was started over 30 years ago nationally, runs in about 35 counties at the moment. It's England's principal sponsored event for raising money for your church, our churches, and to provide grants for repairs to churches. And it's planned always for the second Saturday in September, so the 10th of September this year. And Bishop Martin, new bishop, new support, officially launched the event for Leicester and Leicestershire on this Tuesday morning at Wiggerston's, outside Wiggerston's St Ursula's Chapel on the Hinckley Road. About 400 Leicestershire churches are due to take part by providing sponsored walkers, cyclists, runners, joggers and mobility scooter drivers even, who follow their own chosen routes in the county and city. The event is open to everyone to join in. Your church does not have to be open itself, but many are. And if you look on the diocesan website for the Church of England in Leicestershire, you'll find a video which gives you a flavour of the event.
Now, David, I mean, the interesting thing is, of course, that these buildings that we're talking about, not only rediscovering but also helping raise money for, many of which are churches and chapels and so on, are extraordinary places, aren't they? You know, many of the churches across Leicestershire and Rutland are medieval in nature, some of them even earlier than that. They are beautiful, beautiful places.
They're wonderful churches. We're very fortunate in Leicestershire with that ecclesiastical heritage. And what I would do is to encourage people to take part in the event, but to go out into the highways and byways of Leicestershire as well as the city, and look at churches in areas like northwest Leicestershire, in the Vale of Belvoir. There are some incredible churches. Some of them see few visitors in the year. And this is a day when it's not just the Ride and Stride event for raising money, but it's an open churches day, so that you can go and visit churches and chapels. We publish a list of the churches and chapels and meeting houses which are registered to open, and that's available, and I can give you a website to find that in a moment.
Yeah, well, we'll do that for you in a second. Just first of all, how do people get involved with all of this?
They get involved through their churches, or they can go onto our websites and come to us individually. This time of year, in fact, it's just happened this last fortnight. Publicity packs have gone out to the 400 or so churches, chapels and meeting houses that will be taking part this year. So those packs have gone to the local organisers in those churches, and they contain the posters and the sponsor forms and the list of registered churches and so on. So they've got the full details on how to run the event, raise the money. And the key part of the fundraising is that 50% of the money raised goes back to the church nominated by the participant. So consequently, they receive half. What other event gives you that plus? And the rest of the money goes to the Leicestershire Historic Churches Trust, which gives grants to churches throughout the years for repair and renovation.
David, it's good to talk to you. Good luck with it. I hope it goes brilliantly well. Thanks for joining us here on BBC Radio Leicester. Ben Jackson with you through until... Yes, David, go ahead.
www.lhct.org.uk. Click on the Ride and Stride tab, and you'll find all the information there. Otherwise, my telephone number 01509 268 354. Thank you, Ben.
I think we've all got that. David, thanks ever so much for that. Thank you.